got done watching The Last of Us Season 2, and this book made an appearance. The monster at the end of this book starring the lovable, furry, old Grover. Yeah, this was in my kid's room. Love this book. Great book. Ellie picked it out to give to the kid, but I have to say, I have some thoughts on this because I think this was intentionally picked by Craig Mazin and Neil Druckmann for the show. And I think one thing to kind of put into perspective here is it says the monster at the end of this book. Now, I think in The Last of Us, there's quite a few different monsters that we can peer from and look into. One being Joel at the end of Season 1. He was basically a monster to not just himself, but also to the Fireflies and Abby, who created another monster. And Abby became that monster that killed Joel and then went on to create another monster in the world of The Last of Us named Ellie. And Ellie, as we go through this entire season, is basically descending into madness, into hell. She's pulling back and holding back her feelings. And while there's a little bit of a difference from the game on that, and I have some issues with that I'll discuss in my full review very soon. And I love the video games. I love the video games so much. I can see what they were trying to do with slowly descending that build. But by the end, I would say she's a fucking monster. What she did to Nora last episode, monster. And what she did to Mel and Owen this episode, I think broke her. Specifically because she killed Mel and she killed her baby, which is very tough. And again, in The Last of Us, there's a monster inside everyone, it seems. And what I love about this is that throughout the whole book, Grover keeps saying, you turn the page. He doesn't want us to turn the page. You turned another page. You do not know what you are doing to me. Now stop turning pages. It's basically a bunch of warnings from Grover telling you to stop turning the page, which I think in a way is like Grover basically telling Ellie to stop, telling yourself, telling you who's descending into monster madness to stop doing this. Because when we get to the end of the book, Grover basically says, well, look at that. This is the end of the book, and the only one here is me, a lovable, furry old Grover, and the monster at the end of this book. Which I think can be parallel to where the direction of these characters are going. That in the end of the day, they will be left by themselves. A monster. A monster and a person that they used to be. That maybe was lovable. Maybe was furry. Maybe is now old. And for me, I think that's brilliant. Again, I might be looking into this too much. I might just be a diehard Last of Us fan who's just trying to overanalyze everything. But I definitely want to hear your guys' thoughts down below. Hit that like and subscribe button. And of course, until next time, let's keep talking fun.